Camilla and Mo for that epic commentary on the PE. We now have the final of the Princess Grace Challenge Cup. That is for championship level women's quadruple sculls, and you can see in that final we have Lausanne and Shawnigan from Canada, and then Shawnigan Lake School. And we'll talk you through those crews, but a big Canadian presence in that, 5 Canadian athletes and 3 Swiss athletes in this competition. And so over there on the far side is Lausanne, Switzerland, and Shawnigan Lake School. The woman with the peak cat, the monster Carling Zeeman, the 33-year-old. Pat Mertz up in the bows looking round. The legendary Janine Gemelin in the 2-seat. And Frederic Roll, the 31-year-old at stroke. And then we have on this near side Shawnigan Lake School from Canada, Shannon Kennedy furthest away from us. Marie-Lou Divinay-Tardif in 2, Grace van der Broek in 3, and Katie Clark. The umpires just started a call there, Mo.
She's just walking over how it would play, how she's going to go through the process. Crews are now going to be dialed in as she does it in earnest.
So the Princess Grace Challenge Cup of 2024 gets underway. The holders are Great Britain. They are preparing for the Paris Olympics at the moment, and no doubt watching this race in their training camp. But we have a real match-up here. The Canadian quad on the right-hand side of your screen at the Olympic qualifiers just failed to qualify. And they had Carling Zeeman, who's in the Swiss quad, on the left-hand side of your picture in that boat, but she's come on in that Swiss quad to race with her mate Janine Gemelin, who's in the 2-seat. Great story there, Mo.
Oh, it's a fantastic story, and it also shows the attraction of this event. Carling would have wanted to race this in this event in the Princess Grace, have the opportunity to win it with her friend, and also the wonderful story is racing her own counterparts from Canada.
I know, so the Shawnigan Lake School, the Canadian national crew, I guess we can call that, unfortunately not going to the Olympics, but they have a lead at the moment. Lausanne and Shawnigan Lake on the far side have rowed through crews to win races here, so they're used, I guess, to being and sitting down, but that's a pretty handy lead. And it puts me in mind of that race you just saw, Mo, with St Paul's going out early on.
Yeah, it does. It's a very handy lead, like you said, and it also gives the rowers in the crew on our near side here an opportunity to relax, breathe, have sight of the crew, and it's full sight at the moment. The stroke girl will be able to look across and see all 4 of the rowers from the Lausanne and Shawnigan Lake crew on the right-hand side, and they'll get confidence from that. They will give them the breathing space within their own lungs and their muscles to relax, to get into their race rhythm and start to push on even more.
Yeah, she's got the magic foot up in the bows, Shannon Kennedy, the 31-year-old, and we can see her back now, the crew on the left of your picture. She is steering that boat pretty decently straight down the course, and the crew's reasonably close together. I think the Lausanne and Shawnigan Lake crew are coming out a little bit, and they're in the centre lane. I just wonder if the umpire might say anything, Mo.
Yeah, I'm sure the umpire will start to get involved as they get any bit closer. I'm sure also the rowers would have heard of what happened earlier, so that's fresh in the steers people's head, and they don't want to clash, they don't want to hit the boom, and there's a big correction there from the crew from Lausanne, just coming over back into their lane, but it looks like it's about half a length.
Yeah, so this could be anybody's race. As we've said, the Lausanne and Shawnigan Lake crew have rowed through boats in the past, but I guess, you know, any advantage they might have had on that Berkshire station early on in the race will be running out now, and it will go back to the crew on the far side, the Canadian Shawnigan Lake crew on the far side, Mo.
Yeah, we'll go back to them, but they're doing a great job at staying in contact. We spoke about how the crew from Canada will be able to relax into their rhythm. Well, now actually it looks like the crew from Switzerland have come back a little bit more. They've started to it was about a length, and it's now 3/4 of a length to maybe 2/3. and that will just give them confidence. They can start grinding away at this. It's going to be a long race. The headwind down the course, as you can see, with the ripples on the water coming through, that's only going to make it a little bit better for somebody like Carling, who maybe likes that, and Gemlin, who likes that. They're used to singles, they're used to slow races, so it's really impressive to see how actually they're starting to come back foot by foot on the Canadian crew.
Yeah, well, I remember watching Janine when she won the world title in 2017, and she had an epic third quarter to win that race in Sarasota, and that's just what she's putting down now. She's supported by Frederique Roll in the stroke seat, the 31-year-old, her doubles partner from the Tokyo Olympics in the lightweight doubles, Patricia Mertz. They're both 31 in the stroke seat. And then you've heard us talk about Carling Zeeman. She's got incredible power. I mean, you wouldn't want to be anywhere near Carling Zeeman in the sprint for the finish, Mo.
No, you wouldn't, and it's so impressive. This is a composite crew. They've come together for this regatta, and their blade work looks so neat. It shows the skill set that they have in the two lightweights at either end of the boat, sandwiched between two formidable scullers, both in the singles. And singles are often, you don't row with other people, you don't often have the pressure of having your blade work in unison with others, but it looks so neat. But the Canadian crew on the far side there have just done a little push as you come through this part of the course, and they've started to get back to almost the length lead.
Yeah, great move by the stroke Katie Clark. She partnered Duvernay Tardif, who's the two girl in double last year, and that could be a significant race winning move. Shannon Kennedy, we've spoken about her up in the bows. Great single sculler. She raced in the 22 World Championships as the single sculler. And then Grace van den Broek in the 3-seat has come into this boat for Carling Zeeman. So I guess everybody will be hoping that, you know, Janine Gemellen does come back through. She didn't make the Olympics this year. And, you know, sad to see. Obviously, everybody knows the story about her and her partner, Robin Dale, tragically lost his life, and how Janine gradually put her career back together. And this is a part of Janine's putting her career back together. She's got that great coffee stall at Lausanne, Rob's Hood, which is a fantastic innovation. But at the moment, they're not making any headway, and we're going to need to see a Carling Zeeman finish, Mo.
We really are going to need to see a really big move here. They're running out of track. If they're going to make the decisive move, it has to be now. It has to be at the start of the enclosures to come back. For both of these crews, they've got the disappointment of not making the Paris Olympic Games, so this is probably their peak for the rest of the year, and it looks like the Canadian crew have done enough to get through to the end.
Yeah, just a little bit of clear water. Another win on the Buck Station. If that is the case at the finish, it means we have 5 wins today on the Buckinghamshire Station. Quite a lot on the Berkshire Station, I guess, as you'd expect, but this does look good for the Shawnigan Lake School. If you don't know where Shawnigan Lake is, it's on Vancouver Island, right over on the west coast of Canada. The national team love rowing on the lake that Shawnigan School's based on. They row out of Shawnigan School's boathouse, and that's why they're rowing as Shawnigan Lake School.
I've seen some images from their coach Lauren Fisher. They row on a fantastic bit of water. It looks scenic, it looks beautiful, and it always looks flat. I know rowers only ever put flat water up when it is flat, and it's a good selling point. But you see the bow girl there just looking around, trying to find out where she is in the course. It's also, she's raced through this week, but she needs to know where the Canadian crew are and try to drive home, make some calls. That we see some steering issues here.
Just coming over towards the Canadian squad crew, the Shawnigan Lake crew. Lauren Fisher, their coach, we should say. She used to coach in Great Britain. She's over now in Canada. She is going to be absolutely delighted to put this win on her palmarès. And Shawnigan Lake and Lausanne are coming back, but it's too little, too late. They are moving over towards the Canadians, and the steering's going all over the place. You can see there, but it's not affected. Shawnigan Lake, the Canadian school, and Lausanne and Shawnigan Lake will come in second place. And you can see what it means there to Katie Clark, the 24-year-old stroke woman. They won that on the less favoured station, and that was a sensational scull.
That was, they made some really decisive moves through the course. They soaked up the pressure they had from the Swiss crew, the Swiss composite crew, and then they just pushed out, and then they broke them as they went through the enclosures.